Hi and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to review another Dulux paint color. I'm going to tell you the undertone, what white would be the best to pair, and what undertone would also work really well with this particular color. So without further ado, let's go. Today, I'm going to be talking about White Exchange. It's a beautiful gray with a green undertone. The LRV is 71. It's a very bright color, and it would work really well for the open space living, especially if you have a lot of natural light. It is a cooler color, and this is our pure white, so we will always compare every color to our pure vivid white from Dulux. And immediately, as you can see when I put them down, there's a difference between these two colors. Now, White Exchange also comes in different strengths. We have White Exchange Water and we have White Exchange Half. So as you can see, I'm gonna put them in a different order, half and quarter. So as you can see, it just gets lighter, but the undertone remains the same. And that is really good to have these colors in different strengths, because sometimes when we are working with a fixed element like a stone, we have a little bit of that flexibility. We don't have to, sometimes if you feel that it would be a little bit too dark for you, you can always lighten the color up. As long as we match that white perfectly to our fixed element, like in this case is this stone from a Caesar stone. This particular stone is called Rosa Nova. It's very popular. It's new to the market. And when we test this stone, the White Exchange is the perfect color. So if you would want to paint your kitchen cabinets, you can use any of these three colors, either White Exchange, full strength, half or quarter. It works really well with this particular stone. That would be your color for your upper and lower cupboards. At the moment, one of my students has this particular stone that it's working, and she has opted to use White Exchange Quarter, which would work really, really well for her upper and her lower cupboards. So I'm just going to show you here when we test how important it is to test the fixed element. And as you can see, they're just working really, really well together. Match made in heaven. Now, for the architrave skirtings and doors, you can, for example, because White Exchange is the LRV 71, it has quite a lot of depth, so it would be good to have your architrave skirtings and doors a little bit lighter, just to create that lovely contrast. There are two options. You can use the quarter strength, which would look really well. As I said, the undertone remains the same. They're from the same family, but as you can see, this one is much brighter, so that could work really well. Or another option is to use your pure vivid white. That could work really well, and it will just pop. You could see that lovely difference. And I really do love when architrave skirtings and doors pop against your color, or when everything is in one tone and it's just beautiful and smooth. So those are our options with this particular stone. Now I want to talk about another thing. This particular stone has also veining coming through. You can Google it. One small little sample of 100 by 100 will never give you a realistic view, but this stone is absolutely stunning. It has a lot of movement, and when we also need to test what neutral is in this stone. So when I have already done that, so it is a beige with a pink undertone all over it. So as you can see, when I put it close together, the darker bit and some of the lighter midtones are running through these veins. That is our beige with a pink undertone. That's why it is really important to have your sets of neutrals and to have your sets of whites, so you can test your fixed elements, which my student has done. And now we know what direction we can go. So we are dealing now with the gray with the green undertone, and we also have beige with the pink undertone. These two undertones work really well together, and that is the good news, because your fixed elements are so important. They will automatically tell you what you can have in your space. And I know, for example, you want to have, let's say, natural white, but natural white just does not work with this stone. And I'm going to grab a natural white to show you, which I have here. So for example, you may love it, but it just does not work with this stone. You can see. So if you want to paint your cabinets in a natural white, for example, using this tone, it's not going to work. It's just the wrong white for the white that we have in this tone. White Exchange, full strength, half or quarter would work like magic. So always pay attention to that. Now I'm going to show you the mood board that I have created. Now that we know that we have white with the gray-green undertone, and we also have a beige with a pink undertone. If you are in your open space living, I just want to show you, when you want to go and purchase the furniture, the fabrics, sofas, chairs, curtains, how important it is to know this so you don't make mistakes and you don't buy the wrong undertones. In one space you can mix two undertones, but if you don't know which one, it can be very complicated and you can make mistakes and waste money. So when you put things inside your home, they just look wrong, but you don't know why they look wrong. And 100% of the time it's always undertones. Beige with the pink undertone, it's not a flexible undertone. It doesn't like to be paired up with all the other undertones. So that is also something that it's very important. Now, let me show you the mood board. So let me show you how important it is to create a lovely mood board. And I have tested all this already. So as I said, because let's say if we're working with renovation or a brand new build, your kitchen is the heart of the open space living, and you will have a fixed element. Your windows will also be fixed elements. So those two things are already very important. If you're going to have a floor tiles, they are going to be a fixed element, as well as the carpet. So all these things make a huge difference. There's so many ways I could have gone with this mood board, but I'm just going to keep it simple. So as you can see, we have a lovely gray green, and here we have a lovely beige pink. Now, I have tested this carpet. This carpet is also a lovely beige with a pink undertone. Now I have gone and grabbed a couple of fabrics for you to see. All of them are tested, and all of them are beige with the pink undertone. But can you see, because we have a gray green, how well it works? And you can create this cushion out of this. You can reupholster the chair. I have gone even further. If you want to buy a sofa, you can have it in your beige pink, or you can have it in, you can do something with this material. You can also create the curtains. I have more velvet options in gray green. If you want to create, for example, or buy a lovely sofa, you would take your undertones with you. I teach all this in my online course, or you can buy it separately in the ebooks. And this is also a lovely gray with the green undertone if you want the sofa not out of the velvet but out of the material. And then we have a lovely curtain here that it's beige pink, which would work really well with your walls and your white paint color. It will give that lovely contrast. So can you see how beautiful this color scheme is based on the fixed element that I have picked? And I have just gone shopping, taken my whites, taken my neutrals, and just started testing and putting things together. That's how easy it is when you have a lovely system that works and that you know what you're doing and how to repeat it well. I hope this video was really helpful and you have learned something new, and I will see you in another one next week. Ciao for now.